Hey everyone. So in this video, I just want to go over something that I noticed on pressured passing plays for the Chiefs, which is good news, I think. The Ravens obviously have a ton of injuries on defense, but the left side of the line is brand new on the Chiefs. You have Kingsley Suamataia, who's never played left guard before, who's going in for the first time in his fourth regular season game. And you have Simmons, who is a rookie left tackle who's looked really great. And I just want to go over passing plays where there was actually pressure put on Mahomes or where it was registered as pressure. This first play, you're going to see four guys on the line. I think actually they moved. No, it's just four, but they load this left side of the line. And one thing that I think is going to be really interesting in this play is that they only rush four, I believe. Maybe only three. No, they rush four, and pretty much the only reason there's pressure is that Mahomes is just holding on to the ball for forever. Which is good. No one's open. He's not throwing the ball into danger. He's got time to look down the field, which is, like, in my opinion, if that's fine. He throws it away. It's not a big deal. The next play, it's the same, it's the same down in yard, or it's the next down in same yardage. And here they have the Ravens put five on the line. So they have two edge rushers, they have two DBs, and then they have a nose tackle. And they're only going to rush three. And the pressure comes because these two edge rushers just collapse the pocket onto Mahomes. So you'll see it in real time. And you could see here, Simmons gets beat. He just gets beat. He's a rookie left tackle. He's going to make mistakes. And then Juwan gets beat just like with a power move. So he's just getting pushed into Mahomes. Mahomes has to throw it away. Still, honestly, though, like, it, to me, like, he's still unhit, which that's fine. It's not ideal. You would like your two left tackles to be able to hold on a little bit longer, especially when they're only rushing three, but I don't think that's a big deal. The next play where there's pressure is they're going to rush. So they have four on the line. They kind of moved one up. And then, this is cover zero. Everyone's manned up. And then they're bringing two DBs in, and everyone is picked up. They're only protecting with five. They're not doing a scat back. They're not holding a tight end in to chip or do anything to help. So this rusher here is just a free rusher. He gets to Mahomes, and Mahomes makes a ridiculous throw to Travis Kelce, which I think is why teams have been blitzing. Over the years, they haven't really needed to blitz the Chiefs because the Chiefs they haven't had a great O-line. And when they have been blitzing the Chiefs, it's been struggle. It's been difficult for the Chiefs because no one's open. Their receivers haven't been able to get separation. And here, Mahomes just makes a ridiculous throw to Travis Kelce. He picks it up. That was probably one of the craziest plays that Mahomes has made in a while, and he's made some pretty ridiculous plays the first 4 weeks of the season. And we can see it from this angle. Cover zero. Everyone's picked up except the free rusher. To me, this is pressure, but it's to me not a big deal. Like, as far as does the O-line look okay? The O-line looks good. Simmons kind of gets beat on the outside, but by that time, Mahomes lets the ball go. And then here, you're going to see four on the line. They rush four, and it looks like Simmons gets beat again. Simmons was having a hard time with this edge rusher. He gets beat. Mahomes gets sacked. So you'll see it again. Yeah, so you see here, Simmons goes to his outside, Rusher goes to the inside, and then he just swim moves Simmons out of the way, puts pressure on Mahomes, and Mahomes has no time. I mean, people are open on this play. He just doesn't have time. So that was a bad rep. So far of the pressures, in my opinion, one of them is like maybe two of them are a bad rep. Maybe the first one was whenever they collapse that pocket on the edges near the goal line. This next play, they have 4 on the line, and they bring 4. I mean, this is just I think the Chiefs in the past struggled with this, where they struggle with stunts at times. So you'll see this defensive tackle, I think he does a stunt. Yeah. So he stunts here on the outside. Kingsley is supposed to pick him up. I don't think he even has a chance because Simmons gets beat again by this edge rusher. So Simmons was getting beat. That's like his 3rd time getting beat so far, which pushes Mahomes to the left. And then the guy who stunted, the defensive tackle, is on Mahomes now because Kingsley, he doesn't pick him up, but he doesn't really have a chance to pick him up. Like, to me, this is not the worst rep from Kingsley. You'll see here. Watch, it's the same play. Yeah, so you'll see this defensive tackle stunt. Kingsley's in a good position. Like, if Mahomes is staying in the pocket, he has to go through Kingsley to get him. But because Mahomes has to, he's pushed out of the pocket by 99, Kingsley doesn't really, like, to me, he doesn't have a chance. Maybe he can, box that guy towards the inside a little bit better. I'm not a professional O lineman, so I'm not sure what he could do, but that to me is not the worst rep. Mahomes gets the ball off. They pick up 5 yards. So next play, they have 5 on the line, and let's see. Yeah, I mean, 5 online, 5 are blocked, and one of them is free because they're doing another cover 0. This looks like a zone concept. Actually, it looks like they're just rushing 4. Did one of those guys step back? I might have missed. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So you'll see here, 45 looks like he's going to blitz, or he's showing blitz, but then he drops back into coverage. They're going to rush these 3 as well as 32. So they come in and then they do a corner blitz here, which pushes Mahomes to the right side of the pocket, and Mahomes just has to get rid of the ball. So to me, that's like a bad rep, but that's where you have to call out your protections. You have to see that blitz, and that's just Mahomes not seeing it, nobody being prepared for it. Is that a bad rep by the O-line? I don't know. Everyone looked to be protecting the people they were blocking. No one seemed to have lost their rep. We can see here, Jawan Taylor looks good. This guy looks blocked. Suamataia blocking 32, but that's a DB. You expect him to block him. And Simmons does well on this rep. Just Mahomes has to rush out of the pocket. So not the worst rep. And then finally, second to last time there was pressure. This is a hilarious play. There is pressure. They have 4 on the line. Mahomes is holding on to the ball for a while. Like, by this point, no one's really open. So he tries to make something out of nothing. To me, these are not terrible reps. And then this is where he does that the illegal forward pass, where he's past the line of scrimmage. So that was pretty funny. And we can see here, everyone looks to be blocking okay. We'll take a look at Kingsley and Simmons. So let's see. Yeah, Kingsley looks fine. Squared up on his man for the most part. Simmons, once again, not the best position, but gets his hands on the inside of his pads, and I mean, that's a block. He's got him. That guy's struggling. Simmons could have kept driving. He kind of stops, which, causes that guy to get behind Mahomes, and maybe that puts pressure on him from behind the pocket. It looks like it does. But Simmons had a hold of him. So those are just little things he's probably going to have to work on as he progresses. And then this is the last play. So this is a funky look. This looks like a Brian Flores Minnesota Vikings kind of look. Everyone's on the line. And I mean, they bring the house. And Mahomes gets the ball out. They pick up 5 yards. So, it's not the worst case scenario in that position. They're doing an all-out blitz. Mahomes gets it out to his check down, who's Pacheco. And I mean, there's not much there that you can do. So, in my opinion, the O-line looks so much better than if you compare them to like week 1 and week 2. Kingsley's doing better. Simmons is doing better. Jawan Taylor had no penalties this game, which is like a miracle for him because he has penalties like every single game. So far the O-line's looking better. Hopefully they can keep it up. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Peace.